The book world, my life, everything is just falling apart. And that is not an exaggeration. Everything is going to crap. Now, this is going to be a summary video, and for some of these individual topics, I might make an individual video. But let's just bring it all together, because when I tell you it's just been chaos on chaos on chaos, and when I tell you guys that my life is going to crap, I mean that my life is going to crap. Went through like a very interesting, like semi-chaotic, very distressing situation last week, and because of that, it just seems like my entire world just decided to blow up all at once. And that's not an exaggeration, guys. That's actually not an exaggeration. After that event, keep in mind, I am still sleep deprived. I am still an insomniac, but it feels like my sleep has gotten worse. I'm not even joking. I've been up till like 5 a.m. for the last, I don't know, week. And then, when I do fall asleep, I'm back up at 7. I'm not even joking. Beyond that, I think from all of the emotional distress, I literally almost died. That is not an exaggeration. On like Saturday evening up into Sunday morning, I was puking my guts out, literally puking my guts out, to the point that I could not walk and passed out between the door of my bedroom and the toilet. I'm not even joking. Literally nearly died. As in, in the moments where I was about to pass out, I was just like, these are my last moments. I'm not going to make it. I was 100% convinced that those were my last moments on this earth. And at that point, because life was just throwing me 85 punches per second, I was almost okay with it. I was just like, you know what, take me if you want to. I'm actually done with it. Beyond that, before that, actually, the day before, I woke up, and I kid you not, instant anxiety attack. I was in full-blown tears in bed, as in like my eyes open and the first thing that came out, tears, sobbing, fighting for my life. I could not even leave my bed. I was so distressed. Guys, I have been going through it. And beyond that, oh yeah, there's more. Beyond that, I'm meant to be returning to work. Because I don't know if you guys know, but I've not been in work because I've been signed off because my mental state is such crud. But I'm meant to be returning to work because I'm just like, you know what, we can't stay away for long. But you know what? Bad decision, because I'm absolutely losing my mind, as you guys can see. Again, I am still sleep deprived. But we're here, we're alive, mostly. And we're gonna keep pushing because yeah, and I know some people are just like, girl, are you okay? I know you guys will be listening to this and just going like, someone called the authorities. She's not well. You know what? No, guys, it's actually okay. It's actually okay. I'm not even joking, because in the midst of all the chaos and my life seeming to like, go to absolute crud, I think my brain needed something to cope, and I'm back to reading, because I've been struggling to read, I've been struggling to write. I think I spoke about this because of obviously all the distress that I've been going through, the anxiety, the depression, everything was just coming at me at once, and I have not been able to read. But with this last week, just, I guess it was like I was at my limit. My brain is just like, we have to give her something, right? So this week alone, I've read like 2 books, and the week isn't over, and I'm on my 3rd. I finally read Project Hail Mary. I wanted to read that before the movie came out, but again, life had been giving me absolute hell, and I just could not get through like the first page. It was good. I was suffering. And then I read Your Murder Next by Ravina Garan. If you follow me on this channel, you know that she is one of my favorite authors. I've read all of her YA thrillers. She's absolutely amazing. I love her to bits. Project Hail Mary, guys, absolutely amazing book. Like, absolutely amazing book. This is a very interesting intro to, a video titled The Book World is, literally going to heck. But, just to give you guys a bit more context, and also, just to have a bit of a chat. But yeah, Project Hail Mary, that book is amazing. It's science fiction, and throughout the entire book, I was reading all the sciencey stuff, and I'm just like, my science knowledge goes up to like high school physics and A-level biology. And most of the things in that book were, PhD level physics. So Yeah, no. But they explained it in a way that you kind of got what was actually being said, even if you didn't actually fully understand like the proper science behind it. It was really good. And then I finished it, and I'm just like, yeah, I can finally watch the movie, especially because it's on Prime. I have Prime. I was so excited, guys. Within the first 5 minutes, I was irritated. Worst thing ever. I have only like it's been days, and I'm only like 20 minutes in because I'm just like, what the heck is this movie? This is not. This is. Obviously we spoke about this with the Children of Blood and Bone debacle, that when you're changing a book to a film, especially when it comes to like genres like fantasy, science fiction, where there are a lot of things to put in there, we can understand like there are elements that will be changed because of the technology that we have. But the thing is, it's not even fantasy. We're not even making like fantastical creatures like dragons and Mami Wata and elves. And no. You need a green screen, show us up in space, and the spaceship and da. And because the science that is in the book is actually real science, I would assume. Or very close to real science, or most of it was real science. I'm like, no, you're not gonna play in my face. What I didn't like is like from the very onset of the movie, they change the order of things. They change his actual character, as in like his actual personality and how he reacts to things and how he handles things. I'm just like, this is not what I read in the book, and it annoyed the life out of me from the get. Like 5 minutes in, I was over it. That being said, the book is great. If you're planning to watch the movie, just go straight to the book. I'm so sorry. Go straight to the book. If you can stomach the movie, 100%, yeah, stomach it. If you haven't read the book, then I'm sure you'll really enjoy the movie. I won't lie. I'm still only like 20 minutes in, so I can't really speak to the full, the full movie. I'm gonna finish it. I'm going to try and finish it this week or by next week. But yeah. A word is enough for the wise. Like, threw me off. And then Your Murder Next. Oh, again, Ravina Garan, like she just produced a book that I absolutely love. I need to find out like when her next book is coming out, because I haven't been keeping up with like too many releases, because again, last few months all over the place. But this was absolutely great. Especially I love the shifting of timelines. Sometimes it's kind of just like whoa, but it was actually very clear. She had, as usual, like a fairly large cast of characters, but it was still told from only one person's perspective, and so it made things easier in terms of like handling like the different characters. And I think because I've read so many of her books, I grasp her style of writing very easily now. Oh my goodness. I loved it. And then like towards the end, I was just like, ooh, okay, you got me. You got me. I solved it, but then I didn't solve it, like as always. And I'm just like, okay, you're giving us something. So really enjoy that. And right now I'm currently reading Augusta Pine is Not Dead. Is that the title? I just know like it's like Augusta Pine. I literally after her name, I kind of like zoned out. But it's really good. Especially because I thought it was just going to be like YA thriller, but I'm realizing it's YA like thriller science fiction, and I'm like, okay, I'm loving this. It's giving it's a vibe. But okay, now that we've gotten through that, let's speak about the book world, because truly it's going to hell. It's actually going to hell. Need to rehydrate because of all of that like yapping and gabbing. Okay, so I feel like every time I'm going online, and I'm waiting to see a release, probably like nice book art, maybe a review, and it's just chaos on chaos on chaos. And some people might say, yeah, maybe just stay away, for your mental health. Honestly, no. I feel like it actually like it keeps me not grounded, but it keeps me distracted. So like when my world is like going is being blown to smithereens, I have like the perfect distraction. Like, and it's not even like, oh yeah, I'm happy that this is going bad for this person, or that the world is being destroyed. It's literally just I need the noise. It's like when I'm doing something and I have my TV on in the background for background noise. That's what this drama is to me, background noise. But at this point, I'm actually getting very concerned for what's going on, because there seems to be too much going on. First and foremost, one of the things that I've been seeing that's been blowing up on threads is the fact that apparently there is a Haunting Adeline film adaptation. I believe it's a film. I'm pretty sure it's a film, not a show. Adaptation, and that has split the book world in two. Obviously, I've never read Haunting Adeline, so I can't really speak. But obviously, because it's been such a controversial book since its release, especially since it blew up on like TikTok and stuff like that, I know like the basics of like what goes on in there, and it's people have always called it a book that glorifies abuse and SA because of the activities that occur in the book, of youth in SA, and then like apparently they still end up together. Like I don't really know about that. But yeah, so people are now like, oh my goodness, how can you be adapting something so horrendous? But I'm just like, the book has sold like, I'm pretty sure, millions of copies. Like they're following the money. Let's not lie to ourselves. They're following the money. But beyond that is the arguments that I've been seeing, obviously on both sides. You have so you have the people saying, like, why would you make this into a film? They're saying now you're going to have like, you know, problematic men go to see the movie, and they're gonna be like, oh my goodness, look at all the women who enjoy this and who support, you know, the abuser, because let's be honest, is giving he's an abuser. And then that's going to the problematic men who don't know, or don't understand consent. They're now going to watch this film, and then they're going to become more problematic, and they're going to be like, oh look, she said this, that means that's what real women want, and stuff like that. And so that's the argument on one side, and the other side is just like, guys, media literacy is, you know, is still alive. And you know, we can have a conversation about whether or not media literacy is still alive in this day and age, because honestly I'm not too sure. But they're saying, oh no, you guys are being so dramatic, and if you don't want to see it, don't see it. If you don't want to support it, don't see it. And they're just like, no, men are not going to da 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 da. And then I recently saw a post where someone was just like, oh, I didn't see any of you guys in an uproar where 365 days came out. You guys were all supporting it. I won't lie to you guys, I've never seen any of those movies, because they somewhat, when it came out, I had friends who saw it, and then they told me about it, and I was just like, I'm not watching that. I was just like, okay, this seems interesting. I said, I don't know about that. That sounds questionable. So I can't actually tell you. I know, again, the premise of 365 days, but I've not seen it, so I didn't actually know that it had originated from a book. I think that that's what they were alluding to, or even if it hadn't been originated from a book, they were alluding to the fact that obviously the themes are, I guess, similar in terms of like a problematic man, and then no one was you know, in an uproar. But I think one problematic thing being released does not mean that we should keep releasing problematic things. Again, I've not watched 365 Days, and I've not read Haunted Adeline, but from the premise and from what I've heard about both, um, and it's not even just what I've heard, I've seen like extracts, and you know, so it's confirmation that these things have actually been in the book and stuff like that. I'm so sorry. Until you can prove to me otherwise, it's problematic. But I think people are now beefing. They're just like, oh, that's different, because at least 365, the level of problematic wasn't to the extent of Haunting Adeline, because Haunting Adeline actually had like proper like FA, and 365 Days did not. And I'm just here like, okay, cool. So now the book world is in an uproar, and people are arguing about, like, you know, whether or not this should have been greenlit, and why people are supporting it. But I'm just like, I don't actually know why people are surprised, because the book was greenlit, and people are out here supporting the book, and people will legit die on the hill of Haunting Adeline, and the male main character in that book. I believe his name is Zaid. People will die on the hill of, you know, him being like a, you know, like a Sunni, whatever. I don't give a heck. Regardless, to me, both 365, Haunting Adeline, problematic regardless. So y'all won't catch me in that cinema. I'm so sorry. This is not even a case of, oh, well, they adapted properly. I'm so sorry. That's a problematic thing. I'm not about it. You guys can keep fighting about it. I'm not gonna do it. Now the next thing I've been seeing where people have been in an uproar, and I'm just like, I'm kind of, I'm very shooketh that this is happening. An author, like, I don't know if she published any books before that, so a writer, because this book wasn't like published, so she was advertising her book, and one, she used AI art. So that's the point against her, unfortunately. But yeah, so she used AI art, and then um, the AI art was of um, a Nazi, a Nazi. And he was looking and staring longingly at this young woman. And if someone would be like, oh, okay, I guess Nazis fall in love too, but we're not supporting Nazis, right? Oh, but there's more to it, baby. There's more to it. The woman that he's longingly staring at is a Jew. And I believe the Jew is in one of the concentration camps. So she wrote a romance novel about a Jew being held hostage, whose life is in danger, whose humanity has been thrown away, falling in love with, a Nazi. And, for sprinkle on top, that just that little cherry on top, I mean, she used AI art to depict it. Oh, the thing is, I don't even know what to say to this. I actually don't, because when obviously people came at her, like, and the thing is, what's so interesting is people were focused on the relationship dynamic, i.e. Nazi and Jew. And then when she made her apology, she was just like, yeah, first and foremost, she defended her use of AI art. And I'm just like, that already being an issue, like, and you defending that already being an issue. The main problem here, Sha, is the romance. And then she turns around and she's just like, this is not a romance novel, Yes, there's romance, but that's not the central theme. That's not the central theme of the book. This is about redemption and da 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 da. And yes, they can find. And I was just like, babes, there are so many ways to write redemption. Especially because like when we learned about the Second World War, and how Hitler came to be, we did learn about the Nazi youth. So we do know that a lot of these young men and women, but obviously the ones who were arresting people, the young men, they were brainwashed because it was put in their school, and a lot of them, honestly, they never stood a chance. That we know. And if you want to write a story about redemption, you can probably just, I guess, maybe write a story from their perspective of them seeing people actually suffer and realizing it's wrong and maybe trying to rescue them. Why is he out here canoodling with the person still in prison, still at risk of literally being gas chambered to death? Also, looking at the writer, babes, I don't think you're a Jew. I don't think you have any, like, I genuinely don't think you have any relation to it. I didn't see her speaking of any, like, proper, like, I don't know, interviews with people. Like, what? If this was a biography, and there was a Jew who, fell in love with a Nazi, and, she wanted to tell her story, and then, like, so, she's telling her story. Obviously, still a very interesting topic. If that was the case, let her tell her story and let people speak about how they feel, especially because she experienced it. Let her tell the story about, okay, I fell in love with a Nazi while being a Jew in a camp. Like, let me tell you guys what happened, what it is, what it do. Honestly, I honestly can't see it happening, but obviously if that did happen and someone wanted to tell their story, let them tell their story. But you out here out of nowhere just deciding, I want to write a redemption story about a Nazi, but how I'm going to redeem him is having him fall in love with someone who literally he is part of torturing and keeping captive, and like, and then she was standing 10 toes down on, like, her decision, and like, guys, I'm so tired. I saw this. When I first saw it, I was just like, surely not, like, this. And then the thing is, what part of me wanted to be surprised, and the thing is, I was because I genuinely could not believe that someone would do this. But I remember there was one point in time where I was seeing post after post of people doing, like, book stacks on Instagram, and Mein Kampf was there. Hitler's, like, book. And for, like, historical purposes, reading, like, what, his book, from, like, a historian's perspective, just to kind of see, okay, who was Hitler? What was his character? What was his mindset? What led him to, become such a horrible person? Yeah, from that perspective, you can, read the book for your own knowledge. Why are we highlighting it? Like, why are we, doing one big post, and it's just very clear, like that Mein Kampf is there. Yeah, yeah. Um, and then, um, there was, in this one, I didn't see too much of like what went down, but you better believe I saw it, and I was just like, I've lost hope for, like, I won't even lie, for a lot of people. I don't even know what to call her, because the title does, she doesn't warrant the title book reviewer or bookstagrammer. A person posting online on a book account, yeah, that sounds better, copied, like literally not even plagiarized, just literally copied and pasted a review. As in, she stole someone else's review, put the review up and put it up as hers. And then the apology was poor. It was absolutely poor. How can you, how can you be on Bookstagram, you know, the corner of Instagram where we all supposedly love books. We are all reading books, and we're all reviewing books and highlighting books and doing all of that cute, good stuff. How can you be on there, saying that you're, a book reviewer, and you can't write a review? And the thing is, I'm not even saying this from like a case of, oh, someone can't write, their English isn't the best or their grammar isn't the best, da 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 da. I mean, in the sense of, you could not tell us how you yourself felt about the book. You had to steal you had to steal someone's review, because if you think that, oh, I don't have the words to articulate how I feel, I won't even lie. Do some research. What is it, what is the word about this feeling? Do you know how many times I do that, especially when I'm writing? What is the word that describes this? If you don't know a word, or if you really don't think that your writing is the best, go on video. Go on video. You can make it a faceless video, black screen, and just tell us. I've done that before when I had my eye surgery and I had to tell people, oh, I'm going to do this for Black History Month. Black screen. And then I told them, da 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 da, I cannot be in the light. Like 100%. That's how it is. Go and be like, guys, I love this book. Go and read it. Or, guys, I didn't really like this book. And this is why I didn't like the characters. You don't really have to go in depth. Like, you're just sharing your opinion. That shouldn't be hard. But because now it's all about content. It's all about content. It's all about, oh, you know what, it needs to be to a certain standard. It needs to look a certain way, or I won't have, the audience, I won't have their attention. I won't have authors commenting and authors liking, da 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 da. People are so focused on content that you don't know what's real anymore, what's fake. And now it's to the point that I'm thinking all of it is like, not all of it, obviously, but so much of it is fake, because really stealing a review, and then you the thing is, how could you apologize? Like, I won't even lie, what would a decent apology be? I won't lie, because stealing a review is wild. But even if there was a way to make like a decent apology, because obviously, you can make a sincere apology, like, oh yeah, I was feeling insecure about, writing up the review, and so I stole someone else's review. Still, that would have been bad. So I feel for her in the sense that, like, there's no way that she would have come out not looking like a thief. But, like, this is so wild. So yeah, guys, the book world is all over the place. There's even more going on, but I'm tired. I really am tired. As always, I didn't really sleep last night. I was up to like 5 this morning. And I woke up at like, I think 9. So, to be fair, that's actually a good night for me. That's a solid 4 hours of sleep. But, yeah, so didn't really sleep. So I'm just working on like fatigue permanently at this point. But I just had a therapy session, and considering like the last week nearly destroyed me in every way, like emotionally, mentally, physically. Um, After that session, I left that session feeling so renewed. I did. I love my therapist. She's amazing. So I left that session. I left it feeling so renewed, so rejuvenated, so ready to, you know what, try and, tackle this world that seems to be trying to take me out at every turn. And I was just, yeah, I was so motivated because like I as you guys probably noticed, in the past month, I started posting more again because I'm just like, I miss doing this, and this is literally one of the things that is bringing me joy. One of the few things that is bringing me joy still in this like very very chaotic time of life. Um, and so I was just like, oh, you know what? Let me just give my all to this. And so I started like posting like 2 times a week. I think maybe one time, maybe even 3 times a week, or like every like 3 days or so, like that. But it's been like a week, and you guys obviously didn't get a video, guys. I've been going through it. I've been going through it. I've been a rotting bed potato. It's been tough, but after that therapy session, I'm feeling better. Who's to say what tomorrow will look like? But I'm trusting that it will all work out. God's got me. I know that, he's really going through this with me, and he is. We have a conversation every day. And it's tough, but I'm gonna make it through. And all this to say, if you are like me right now and you've been going through it for a very long time, I'm I trust that we will actually make it through. And yeah, I'm praying for us, genuinely praying for us. We're gonna make it through, guys. We're gonna make it through. Honestly, keep the faith. Make sure you're surrounded by good community. My community has been amazing, even when I'm kind of just like not in the mood for community, not in the mood for anyone, locking myself away. My community has been great. So get your community. Um, be open and transparent. Just be honest with them. Let them know, guys, this is what's going on. Yeah, let them support you through and through. And yeah, therapy has been great. Also, don't be afraid to just go to your GP and be honest. Honestly, it took me a while to finally go to my GP. What, has been 2 years now, when I finally went, because I honestly couldn't take it anymore and I was fighting for my life. Honestly, get yourself on that medication. Do not let anyone make you feel bad for being on that medication and popping them pills. I'm so sorry. Do everything you can to ensure that you can keep going every day. Yeah, and again, I am praying for us. We are going to make it through. I trust in that 100%. And I will see you guys when I can see you guys. But yeah, to all my supporters, forever love you guys. Thank you so much for consistently supporting me, continuously supporting me. You guys are great. Yeah, the book world is obviously in tatters. We're gonna pray for them too. Um, Again, I would, if you wanna like experience Project Hail Mary, like if you're a science fiction fan, I would recommend the book. Like, it's hefty. It's like 500 pages and it's small text, 100%. It's hefty, but it's completely worth it. It's amazing. I was like squealing and screeching, and like I was so happy. I was enjoying myself so much reading that book. I actually want to read it again. That's how good it was. Like, it was just such an experience. And any Ravina Garan books, like any Ravina Garan books. I love her so much. If you're a thriller girly, thriller boy, thriller person, Ravina Garan books. It's YA, most of them, but they are so enjoyable. But yeah, that's it for me. Hopefully I can tell you more about like my reading exploits. My writing exploits have been paused because like I just can't write. I just can't do it. But hopefully we can get back to writing, because I obviously, the goal is to publish my book. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to publish my book, especially because I really feel like my book can help us or it can give voice to us. When that book gets out, you guys will know what I mean. But yeah, that's it for me today. I know I've been saying that a lot, but that's it for me today, and I'll see you guys when I see you. Mwah. Much love forever.